This time on the infamous project.
Well, I knew we were going to be pressed for time. Did I know it was going to be this bad? I don't know. It's misfiring. So we are now officially 24 hours behind schedule. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, let's put the other one back on and see what happens. In case you guys didn't believe me when I said that there was drivability problems. Hey, don't go in there hot. Let me, I want to make sure you clear it because I don't want you on the floor.
You need work. Two.
We are Tuesday early afternoon. We went until 3 a.m. last night and called it quits. Got we got a lot of work done, but not enough. So we're out here. Ideally, we would have liked to have been on the road this morning, but we did have a buffer. If we can figure it out so we can get on the road later tonight or in the early hours of Wednesday morning, then so be it. But here it is. Got the final bit of the electrical done for the electric fans, AC compressor. Need to check the pressure switch for the AC, so we'll jump that once the car is running, make sure that this clutch is turning on because who knows the condition of that compressor. What else is going on here? Interior, everything except for the keyless entry relays, which I need to figure out still, so maybe I'll do that on the road and figure out the wiring as we go, so we're not sitting here trying to figure out wiring crap the last hour. And the reason why we need the keyless entry to work is because, well, we don't have a key for the door locks and we didn't feel like swapping them out. We do have keyless entry to the hatch, so that's good. Need to get this stupid thing screwed up in there and get a new battery. We should be good to go. Just a couple last screws in the dash and everything else. And that's going to be it, guys. We'll be putting this thing down on the ground, trying to get the alignment done. We have not. This car has not been put down on the ground since Gary was here the first time, if you can believe it. So there is quite a bit of work to be done, or a lot of potential things to go wrong, from brakes to suspension to everything and anything. You know what I mean? Leaks in the motor. It hasn't even heat cycled since we took it apart for the gaskets and everything else. So let's see. So what happened, guys, we actually had to pop the column out. This is a 93 rack or a 93 Cobra, which are close ratio. So instead of undoing the rack here, because it only goes in one way, it's tapered on the one side. So what we did was we pulled the column out from the inside and got the shaft out and rotated the wheel 90 degrees to get it reasonably where we need it. So now hopefully we can get the wheels reasonably straight. We'll get the toe plates on, get our quick trick sticks on, and hopefully get this within reason. Pre-road trip preparation, scraping the old tint off. It's been a hot one, folks. I'm running no cap today. I'm dripping no cap. Shout out to Staying Grounded for Life. He got us on the new
his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter's Gen, what was that, Gen Z? Whatever the next generation lingo is. So our toe was pretty much bang on. We got the quick trick alignment tool sitting out here, and if you look at that dot in the level, it's pretty close on this side, which it's 0.3, 0.2 depending. There you go, little flash. And we started off with, just to give you guys an idea, oh, this side's off, 3.5 or 3.6. Let me just throw it on quick just so you guys actually Last thing I need is somebody like, oh, you're lying, you're full of shit, blah, blah, blah. Put on our tool here. All right, 2.8, negative. That's what the little down arrow here means. So we're limited with the movement that we have up here, just because that is a stationary point from factory, and you just kind of have the ability to rotate like this, or if you're on the other side, you have the ability to rotate from the back. So we rotated this one as much as we could. You can see the bolts are pretty much against the seaside blue down there. So we're not looking up here, we're looking down there. So you can see that's the beginning of the slot. So we've rotated this all the way from where it was up to this position here, which ultimately can have an impact on your toe and your caster. We will adjust our toe, and we're not going to worry about our caster. We're too low to really care about it. So because we're limited on our movement here, we're actually going to hone out the top of the strut mount on the spindle. And I went over this on the video when I put actually this side in, and they're already slotted horizontally, and I'm just elongating it a little bit more, maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I kid you not, guys, like when I said it was like 3.6 negative on this side, we almost got it to 0. It's fine to run a little bit of negative, that's not bad. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to hone it out a little bit. You get a little bit down there, it makes a world of difference overall in terms of your suspension geometry. So jack the car up, pull the wheel off, get the spindle or the coilover bolts off of the spindle, hone the hole out, jam everything back on, and we'll see where we sit. Round 2, did a little bit more elongation, and visually I'm going to say we're going to be pretty close. All right guys, zeroed on our camber here. Zeroed on our camber there. Pretty impressive, I gotta say. For, you know, we're not super slammed here. We're going for a little bit of drivability. So you can see the fender is, you know, just above the top of the tire there. We can't do anything crazy with all this splitter and everything on a huge road trip like this. Tons of room to go down further, but knowing that we're sitting where we are and our camber straight is the most important thing. And now we'll just get our toe dialed in and just make sure that our measurement in the front here matches in the back. So in the front we are 180 centimeters, so just underneath 71 inches. And you can see here we're, you know, 183 centimeters, pretty much right at 71 inches. Almost lost the car there. Always make sure you have a block underneath one of your tires. But there we go, guys. Back on the ground. Here is the final stance for the shitboxfox road trip. Say I'm pretty happy with the look. I don't know what the ride's going to be like, but not too bad. Of course, once we get all our stuff in the back here, this will, there we go, settle down a bit, I'm sure. Oh yeah, that looks real nice. Well, I knew we were going to be pressed for time. Did I know it was going to be this bad? I don't know. I know a lot of people are probably asking. Fingers crossed though, because like we're so towards the last minute, like burning hours and hours, that there's no room for error at this point. So if for whatever reason the car, like a couple little things, we're okay. But aside from little things, if something happens, it's going to need a trailer. But fingers crossed, it's not going to need that because, well, we've pretty much gone over everything. But with that said, the more stuff you touch, the more things could potentially go wrong. So there you have it, guys. Time to clean up. I'll get that wiring sorted out, and then when Gary's back, we'll get this thing fired up and see what happens. All right, ready?
Ready, Freddy.
All right.
Okay, you put it in.
No, I realized that.
I wasn't sure if you. It seemed like the blue that goes into the red was tight.
Oh.
Oh, there it is, Fred. Let's go to Detroit.
What does that mean?
Tons of battery because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're like 24 hours behind schedule. But hey, we have red underglow.
Because priorities.
So we're about to try and drive this thing for the first time. We suffered a lot of braking and broken tachometer malfunctions, overheating malfunctions, so parts. It's
Confidence.
yeah, anyways, we'll get into that later. Let's see how this thing goes, if it does. So we are now officially 24 hours behind schedule, and we've run into tons of hurdles that we'll get into later. So you're probably going to want to stay tuned for that. I think I'd rather share some of those hurdles with a clear mindset. And with that said, we literally went to bed, like I think it was 5:45 by the time I finally went to bed last night. We were out here still past 5 o'clock. We were chasing wires down, checking for continuity, checking for voltage, pulling codes off the computers and trying to figure out, you know, what the hell's going on. Car's running hot. There's no TPS. There was no mass air. Map sensor, all the EGR and all that other stuff is pretty straightforward. But mass airflow and throttle position is actually the big one. So we're gonna swap that sensor off, and fingers crossed it's gonna work. So much opportunity for troubleshooting and content, but there was no way, guys. Like, you're in a mindset. We were like tired, exhausted. Nobody was picking up a camera at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning just to go over the nitty gritty. So do apologize for that, but we'll talk about it when we have time to talk about it. And for now, it's changed the TPS sensor out. Maybe it got sunbaked from the hood being off. The thing is, it reads. It reads at idle, it does everything else, but maybe it's just faulty. So we'll try and go from there and report back. Let's see. Let's see what happens. You can see we ended up swapping over to the clutch fan, which didn't help our cooling problems any. But at least it's one less electrical item to worry about. All right, swapped. Set it and forget it. already swapped the mass airflow meter last night. Funny enough, the one that came off wasn't even, it was set for 19s. So 19-pound injectors, and there's 24-pound injectors on the car, blue tops. So I had to steal the mass airflow sensor off the stocker vert, and that kind of sucks when you're thieving stuff off cars at work, but that's why you thieve parts off cars at work, because, well, you know they work. All right, I was on the phone here. Gary started up the car. It was idling a hell of a lot better off the initial go there. Huh?
Sorry, I was saying, are you on it?
No, I wasn't on it. It's misfiring. It's misfiring.
Let me just get this plug in.
All right, so to me, 100% mass airflow sensor, no good. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's put the other one back on and see what happens. In case you guys didn't believe me when I said that there was drivability problems, hey, don't go in there hot. Let me,
There's like,
I want to make sure you clear it, because I don't want you f***ing the floor. Go. 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 Go over the hump.
this is tricky.
You're good. Holy fuck, dude.
She's a diesel.
It's worse than a fucking diesel. I need to find the math for the Cobra. Mass airflow sensors on the ground, throttle position sensors, and fouled out spark plugs. It's probably from our, when we first started the car up, when Gary was pulling it up, you guys probably saw all that black smoke. So needless to say, we need to clean these up. We're going to put ourselves back to ground zero, at least we were trying to, with all the original setup. And yeah, we'll go from there. Troubleshooting, foxbody stuff, class number, well, this is like advanced, so we'll call it 409. Actually 347.
You need fork. Two.
Update number 1263, and the hood is finally on the car. It's, what time is it? Just to give you guys an idea, we burnt up pretty much the whole day. It's 7:45 p.m. Wednesday. We should have been checked in our Airbnb up in Detroit 3 hours ago. So 20-hour drive. Still need to shower, still need to pack, still need to test, road test this thing again ultimately, and see how it's going to go. So fingers crossed. In case you guys are wondering what was wrong, we had bad TPS, we had bad mass airflow, we had a tooth off on the distributor, we ran out of fuel, and a really bad combination of those things just meant for us going in like this endless loop of trying to chase down what the problem was. Ultimately, we figured it out, and we're on the third computer that seems to work the best. It actually came out of the Calypso car before the Calypso car went to Phytech, and there is a tune on it for a 306 heads cam intake setup. So we're like, you know what? Maybe it'll help it out. Who knows? Anyways, we did base oil reset, got the timing dialed in, everything else, and well, Gary should be able to fire it up here, and we'll take it for a little test voyage. Oh, hold. Let me get one for the gram too. All right.
Clear.
All clear. Yeah, we're driving real fast.
140 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Mary. Made it nicely, oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Not happy.
You tighten that distributor down?
Yeah. I think I did.
That's what it feels like.
Really?
It's gonna miss all of a sudden. Oh, that's gone.
All right, guys. We are even later. We're just burning up all these days. 11:30 Wednesday night. We think we have it's like we're trying our luck, right? Based on adjusting these headlights.
Yeah.
Is that the consensus?
That's so far the consensus.
All right. So we're gonna try driving it. Fingers crossed. We're probably gonna need a little nap. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna need some sleep because it's been long ass days. What we ended up doing is taking off this water pump pulley, which is part of an underdrive kit that was donated. The problem with this is it's so big, it's gonna turn slower. So I took the pulley off my nice little 306 over there that used to be in the Calypso car, and much smaller diameter down there. Of course, once we put that on, we ran into a belt issue in terms of belt length, and I had some variety, but nothing was fitting. So I took an idler pulley from one of my Lightning motors and bolted that on. So if you guys remembered, my one Lightning motor had all the lime green shit on it. Well, that's why we got a lime green pulley there. And you know what? It's pretty fitting. Yeah, fits right in with the old shitbox.
Like a dirty shirt.
So that's pretty much it, guys. We're trying. Oh
Grill
yes,
insert.
I did a 10-minute Cobra grill insert install, and probably would have been cool to get some of that on camera, but I didn't. Posted up on my story on Instagram. See, keep cool. So we got that on there. Goes nicely with the whole red and black theme, I think. And of course, most importantly, we're getting air that's blowing in. And you know, the car cruises now like it was cruising at 220, 225, 230, and then if you stopped, like it was, yeah, bad news. So between cutting that out, swapping the pulley over, and all those things, we can now cruise. We were down like 195, right?
Yeah.
So if we're in traffic, it's probably going to be a little bit of a different story. So fingers
Pulling
crossed.
over for a beer.
Yeah, we'll pull over for a cold one. And then of course, as we go north, hopefully it's not, you know what I mean? It should be the temperature that it is now at night. So we should be okay. Fingers crossed. So that's where we're at. And we had a lot of conversations because we're burning up time. Like I said before, we were already supposed to be at our Airbnb in Detroit.
It's an expensive night.
Yeah,
Tonight.
very expensive night to be paying for somewhere we're not even there yet. So hopefully tomorrow night is the reality, or first very early Friday, depending on how things go. So there is the shipbox update. Time to get packed, do these final few things. Oil's filled, coolant's filled, power steering, car's running good with all of the madness that we had to do. And it pulls hard, it's fun. Will it be fun driving it 20 hours? We're probably going to be happy once we get there. That's all I can say. So stay tuned. I hit the biggest pothole that I've hit in a long time. And if you actually look at this wheel, oh, I'm getting my shoes all dirty here.